Imagine you're standing in a little boutique, just as I on my last vacation in France. You pick up a bracelet. I don't have one today. You smile, you put it around your arm, you look at the price and quietly put it back. Not because you can't afford it, but because you suddenly think thoughts like, I don't really need it. Have you ever done that? I have. More times than I can count. I have been asking myself something this week. Why do I feel guilty spending money on myself? I don't feel that on groceries, not on my family, not on things that everyone else needs, on me. Because somewhere along the way, somehow I learned that my joy had to be earned. And for a long time, every purchase had to pass an inner test. Like, do I really need it? Does it make sense? Can I justify it? Have I worked hard enough? Shouldn't someone else come first? It was never really about the money. It was about permission. Permission to choose myself, or permission to enjoy something simply because it made me happy. And I don't even remember anyone teaching me that. It just became normal, or it was normal in my family, almost like an invisible rule. Joy isn't enough. There has to be a reason. Then one day, just not long ago, I had a thought that completely changed how I see this. What if joy is the reason? What if something doesn't have to be necessary to be meaningful? What if making yourself happy already gives it a meaning? That question or the questions stopped me because I realize I've spent years trying to justify things that simply brought me joy. And maybe you do this too. Maybe it's not bracelets, maybe it's flowers or books or a coffee in a nice cafe or a class you've wanted to take or a weekend away. I love a beautiful notebook. Something you immediately talk yourself out of. Not because you don't want it, because you've convinced yourself your happiness, your joy has to earn its place. And maybe this isn't really about shopping. Maybe it's about something much deeper. Maybe we've learned that everyone else's needs naturally come before our own. And after a while, we stop asking ourselves what would actually make us happy or give us joy. And that's not because we don't have dreams. I have dreams, but maybe because we've stopped believing our joy was important enough. So this week I'm trying something different. Before I ask, do I need this? I don't need another notebook. I'm asking, would this genuinely bring me joy? Would this make me happy? Not every joyful thing needs to be bought. I'm fine with that. But maybe joy itself deserves a seat at the table. And maybe you've spent your whole life, or at least since you are a mom, believing that joy has to justify itself. Maybe it never did. I'm curious now. What's one small thing you've talked yourself out of buying this week? Maybe not because you couldn't afford it, but because you felt you didn't deserve it, or it was not needed enough or not necessary. I'd love to read your answer. And in the next video, I want to explore another question that's been changing the way I think about money. And that is, what does money actually need from me? So, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.